Here's your KNDY updated weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance of thunderstorms. Today, otherwise mainly clear skies. Highs level off around 93. Southeasterly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Mainly cloudy. Tonight, chance of thunderstorms. Lows dip down to about 68. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently 70.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. Could the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic finally begin to be subsiding across the state of Kansas? As many universities around the state say that they're seeing an increase in enrollment coming up for the fall school semester. As KNDY reports that according to community colleges around the state, they are seeing, quote, significant growth with rising enrollment numbers and the dorm rooms beginning to fill up again. As according to the report, Cowley College, Butler Community College, and Allen County Community College have all seen what they're saying is impressive growth, with Labette Community College in the state saying that they are to share that Cowley College is experiencing an upward trend in both enrollment and dorm occupancy. While we're not at full capacity yet, we've seen a 7% increase compared to this same time in 2023. According to many of the colleges, they say their enrollments are even up above the numbers that they saw prior to the pandemic. Mid-America Network News.
We want to see ya in your perfect ride. We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
Hey Wichita, it's Morgan, and I'm here to tell you about my friends at Midwest Kia. If you're in the market for a new Kia, they have over 150 new Kias on the lot and ready to go. They have the sporty K5 and Sorento, the redesigned Sportage, and everyone's favorite, the Telluride. At Midwest Kia, they never price over sticker. The staff is knowledgeable and professional. Their finance team will help you get in the right vehicle at a payment you are comfortable with. The service department is scheduling appointments to keep your new Kia in peak form and get you back on the road as soon as possible. All new Kias come with their 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. At Midwest Kia, they offer a simple, transparent, and fast, better way to buy your next vehicle. Go see them today at Midwest Kia or MidwestKia.com. And remember,
we want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty.
The historic steam locomotive known as Big Boy number 4014 from Union Pacific is expected to come through the state of Kansas over the next 2 months. As KNDY reports that according to the company of Union Pacific, they are going through as a Heartland of America tour beginning on August 29th, where they will depart from Cheyenne, Wyoming, working its way towards the state of Kansas. If you want to see the locomotive, it will reach the state of Kansas starting on October 14th at 9 a.m. in set for Coffeyville, Kansas. From there, it goes from Coffeyville to Kansas City on the 15th. It will cross into Osawatomie on the 15th in the afternoon before heading to Salina, Kansas, followed by Hayes, out to Sharon Springs on the 20th before heading out to Denver, Colorado, October 21st. In other news, the Kansas Highway Patrol says that a Kansas driver appeared in court after being caught speeding at nearly 40 miles an hour over the speed limit. They say the event happened on Saturday evening on I-70 in Ellsworth County when they spotted the driver traveling 114 miles an hour in the 75-mile-an-hour zone.
Danes Automotive and Tire in Waterville and Marysville is your reliable automotive repair shop. Servicing engines and transmissions, ACs, radiators, exhausts, and diagnostic checks. Did you know Danes does tires? Carrying all major brands and sizes from trucks, ATVs, trailer, and farm implements, Danes Automotive and Tire has you covered. With over 85 years combined experience, your locally owned and trusted repair and tire shop is Danes Automotive and Tire in Waterville and Marysville.
Kansas Mid-America Network News, I am Felix Johnson. It's been a contentious special session with the legislature with the goal of slashing property taxes across the state of Nebraska. The main bill to achieve property tax relief in the state switched to Senator Tom Brewer's LB 34. The bill's original goal was to put a pause on property tax growth for 4 years, while senators could take more time to decide what would be a good solution for Nebraska. The bill also contains an amendment voted out of the Revenue Committee containing the numerous property tax caps and sales tax increases meant to cut taxes. The debate became rocky, and Senator Lou Ann Linehan filed a motion to postpone the bill, filibustering it. Senator Mike Jacobson weighed in courtesy of 1011 News.
If this isn't the right bill, then bring amendments today to fix it. Let's engage in good dialogue. Let's don't engage in name calling and trying to just stop anything from happening, and we all go home with nothing.
Everything's a little better when it's super. Heroes, markets, sized, and of course, checks. A super check gives you an in-depth review of your current insurance coverage with a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent, no matter who your insurance provider is. That's super cool. Talk to a Farm Bureau agent to make sure you're properly covered at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. Details in the murder of a Blue Rapids man, 36-year-old Cameron Shoptees, early in July were detailed in a recent report from an affidavit filed by the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. 31-year-old James Winkenwader remains in the Marshall County Jail on first-degree murder charges, facing $1 million bond. According to KSNT News, a Blue Rapids woman called 911 July 4th around 10:30 p.m., and reported finding Shoptees lying in her yard after hearing fireworks go off. When authorities arrived, blood was found, but no body. On July 6th, investigators interviewed a couple who alleged Winkenwader shot Shoptees in the chest with a black powder .44 caliber firearm and left his body at a location he called the farm. Later that day, Winkenwader was arrested for bond violation on a previous arrest on allegations of aggravated assault. He had reportedly been seen at the Shoptees residence earlier July 4th, making threats, and had a history of violence against a woman who lived there. Winkenwader denied the allegations he had killed Shoptees and disposed of his body. Evidence was found by authorities in the incident. Later, the woman who initially reported the 911 call July 4th recanted. Human remains were later found in a 55-gallon barrel at a rural location near Waterville, and an autopsy identified Cameron Shoptees as the victim. James Winkenwader remains in the Marshall County Jail. A Washington man, 84-year-old Jim McBeath, died as a result of injuries from a vehicle accident in Washington July 30th. He apparently lost control, struck a tree, and the vehicle overturned. The driver was transported to the Washington County Hospital, then transferred to a Lincoln hospital, where James McBeath passed away July 31st. Marysville City Council meeting Monday voted to adopt a revised ordinance regarding alley parking. The matter had gone back and forth with committee and legal counsel, resulting in the proposed ordinance, which passed on a 5-3 vote, with Sheree Ferentz, Colleen Behrens, and Keith Beichman voting against the measure. Health insurance options were considered for city employees, with a 19% annual increase from Blue Cross Blue Shield expected this next year. An alternate through a municipalities organization would result in savings of some $80,000 from the current plan after that increase. With most deductibles and copays similar, the alternate plan was approved unanimously. The city swimming pool manager presented a dog swim for Monday, September 2nd, as the pool prepares to close for the season. Small dogs under 30 pounds will be allowed from 6 to 7 p.m. and all dogs from 7 till 8 p.m. That proposal was passed unanimously. The pool is open limited hours now through September 2nd. Marysville Sport and Recreation requested closing the downtown office and providing an information kiosk in the Chamber and Main Street office. They are requesting a 5-year contract extension for operations at a cost of $70,000 annually. That was approved unanimously. Parks and Recreation Committee meeting discussed a proposal to inspect a steam locomotive in the city park to see if an outside group would be interested in acquiring and moving the engine for restoration. That inspection was approved. A fitness court was discussed, but a $170,000 match required could potentially be done at less expense locally. Options for a splash park were considered at an estimated cost of $200,000, with alternate funding sources, including potential of a pony-up fund, were discussed. A resolution to condemn a fire-damaged home at 904 May Street in Marysville was approved unanimously. Approval was granted for a Boy Scout Eagle project to construct a storage facility at the Marysville City swimming pool. Requests for proposals for development of the Kester House Restaurant at 908 Elm in Marysville are due by 4 p.m. Monday, August 26th at Marysville City Hall. Washington Fire Department responded to a house fire in the 100 block of College Street August 8th. Morrowville, Haddam, and Mahaska Rural Fire Departments responded to a report of wheat stubble on fire August 12th at 23rd and Fox Road. and Washington Rural Fire Department responded that day to a grain bin on fire in the 1400 block of 17th Road. James E. Jim McBeath, age 84, of Washington, passed away July 31st. A graveside service is planned Friday, 3 p.m. at the Washington City Cemetery, with a Ward Funeral Home in charge of arrangements for Jim McBeath. Barbara Jo Hamlin, age 67, passed away January 23rd. A graveside service is planned Saturday, 11 a.m. at St. John's Catholic Cemetery, Hanover, with the Hanover Mortuary in charge of arrangements for Barbara Jo Hamlin. Rita M. Brinkley, age 69, of Blue Rapids, passed away Monday. Funeral service Monday, 10 a.m. at Kinsley Mortuary in Marysville. Burial in the McPherson Cemetery Monday afternoon. Visitation Sunday, 4 until 8. Family will see friends Sunday from 4 until 6 at the Kinsley Mortuary of Marysville in charge of arrangements for Rita Brinkley. On the Marshall County Senior Citizens lunch menu today, chicken Alfredo, French bread, green beans and plums. Tomorrow, lemon pepper fish, cornbread, tater tots, peas and carrots, and pineapple. KNDY News time is 7:14.
Don't have time to stop by a bank to open an account? No problem. With United Bank and Trust, we make it easy by bringing our bank to you. Whether you're at home, at work, or anywhere you have access to a computer, simply go to ubankonline.com and click on the Open an Account icon. Save time by opening an account online with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC.
Join me, Katie Jeter, on Party Line at 9:40 a.m. Wednesday on AM 1570 and FM 94.1 as Marysville's Mayor, Todd Fry, will be joining as a special guest.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Sunshine early on today, then a slight chance for some scattered showers with our highs in the upper 80s and mid-90s. Showers and thunderstorms unlikely overnight tonight, mostly cloudy with our lows in the mid to upper 60s. South winds between 5 and 10 and gusting as high as 25. Showers may continue into Thursday, otherwise sunny with our highs in the mid-80s and lower 90s. Then more rain may continue early Thursday night, otherwise clear with our lows in the lower to mid-60s. Staying sunny as we head into Friday with our highs in the mid to upper 80s. Then a chance for some scattered showers throughout Friday night, partly cloudy with our lows in the lower to mid-60s. Rain may linger early Saturday morning, sunny with our highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Then mostly clear skies throughout Saturday night with our lows in the lower to mid-60s. Sunshine into Sunday with our highs in the mid to upper 80s. Then a slight chance for some rain showers throughout Sunday night, partly cloudy with our lows in the lower to mid-60s. Rain showers may linger early Monday, then staying sunny with our highs in the mid to upper 80s, and partly cloudy Monday night with our lows in the lower 60s. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster.
Average high temperature mid-August, 90. Record high on this date, 113. The average low, 67, and the record low, 46. Sunset this evening, 8:24. Sunrise in the morning at 6:40. Scattered thunderstorms expected to develop in central Kansas this afternoon, moving east with time into tonight. A few storms could reach severe limits. Main hazards, wind gusts to 60 to 70 miles an hour with some hail possible. Be weather aware. Chance of thunderstorms developing Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. 69 degrees this hour, and that's check of the morning news and weather for this Wednesday, the 14th of August. KNDY News Time, 7:17. I'm Bruce Dierking reporting.
Blue River Eye Care is excited to announce the opening of their new office at 709 Broadway in Marysville, Kansas. Join us on August 15th from 2 to 4 p.m. for our grand opening event, including a ribbon cutting, office tour, and an introduction to myself, Dr. Kendra Lowell. There will be plenty of refreshments, snacks, and giveaways, including a Blackstone grill from Hometown Lumber. Our new office is conveniently located in downtown Marysville on Broadway. Don't miss the fun at Blue River Eye Care on August 15th. We're excited to see you and celebrate being a part of the Marysville community.
DeLuca, J.J. McCarthy set for surgery. Vikings first-round quarterback out indefinitely after suffering a meniscus tear in his right knee in Minnesota's preseason opener against the Raiders on Saturday. Team doctors still evaluating what the timeline might be for him to return.
In the interim, J.J. McCarthy will be given the time he needs to get well. They will focus on getting Sam Darnold ready for the regular season opener against the New York Giants and possibly beyond. But the next big news out of Minnesota will be what doctors found and what they decided to do to treat the injury.
McCarthy went 11-17 for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns in his preseason debut. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase absent from practice for the first time in training camp as he seeks a contract extension. Chase had been holding in but did not report today, entering year 4 of his rookie contract. He's been a Pro Bowler in each of his first 3 NFL seasons. In baseball, Yankees bounce back with a win over the White Sox. All 4 Yankee runs courtesy of Juan Soto, who brought the home run swing to Chicago.
Soto drives it in the air, deep right field. He has done it again. Juan Soto, his first career 3 home run game.
It's always great to be locked in, to be ready for every pitch, And when you're locked in and you have a guy like Judge behind you, you're going to get some pitches, so it feels really good.
We went and got him and paid a big price to bring him here because we know what a special player that he is, and we've seen every bit of that and probably more.
Ryan Ruocco on the Yes Network. Soto homering in the 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Nestor Cortez locked in on the mound tonight, went 7 scoreless with 9 strikeouts, only allowing 3 hits. Yankees win, Orioles lose tonight. New York takes a half a game lead atop the American League East.
Getting ready for back to school at Macy's is all about fresh starts and new looks, making it one of summer's greatest hits. Save on must-haves like cargos, mini dresses, jeans, and more that'll hold up from the first day of school to the last. Plus, you'll find all the top quality brands you love, like Nike, Jordan, Levi's, and the all-new Epic Threads. Shop Macy's and make the first day back the best one yet. Check out Macy's.com/back to school today.
Everyone on the road is trying to make it to their destination safely. You can help by staying aware of the large trucks and buses around you. They take longer to stop, have large blind spots, and make wide turns that require caution from other drivers. It takes all of us working together to share the road safely. Learn more at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov. Paid for by FMCSA.
Find your next hidden gem at the Barnes Antique and Junk Fest, Saturday, August 17th. Vendors offering something for everyone from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. YouTube sensations, the Peterson Farm Brothers, will have a presentation at the City Park Bandshell at 10:30 a.m. More vendors are always welcome. To claim a spot, contact the Sunflower Mercantile from now until the 17th. Treasures galore at the Barnes, Kansas Antique and Junk Fest, Saturday, August 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sponsored by the Barnes Community Development Corp. And local businesses.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. The news on inflation was good Tuesday, with wholesale prices rising only 0.1% from June to July. And investors hope it gets even better today with the release of the Consumer Price Index, which is expected to tick up 0.2%. Prospects of a soft landing from inflation sent stocks higher Tuesday, with the Dow Jones surging more than 400 points. The S&P finished up 1.7%. The Nasdaq soared almost 2.5%. Starbucks shares soared more than 20% Tuesday after the coffee chain announced that Brian Niccol had signed on as the next chief executive officer. As CEO at Chipotle, Niccol watched revenue double and profits jump eightfold since 2018. A company best known for its candy plans a push into the snack aisle. The Wall Street Journal says Mars, the maker of M&Ms and Skittles, is putting together a $30 billion deal for Kellanova, the parent to Pringles, Cheez-Its, and Pop-Tarts. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The highest quality mower you can trust is Hustler, and with Blue Valley Trailer's 0% financing, you can get in the seat of a new zero-turn today. Built American-made in the state of Kansas, Hustler provides the strength and quality you'd expect without spending more than you want. Finish the mowing season out strong and be prepared for next year with Blue Valley Trailers' 0% financing options. Stop by Blue Valley Trailers in Waterville to look over their complete selection of residential and commercial options or check out their website, bluevalleytrailers.com.
Good Wednesday morning. Sam Speck with your latest market information here on the Mid-America Ag Network. Well, as things came to a close yesterday, it was a mostly mixed finish in the livestock, slightly higher for the cattle markets and mixed to slightly lower in the grains and the oil seeds. So we'll take a dive through the overnight pre-trading session in just a moment. But finishing yesterday, as I mentioned, cattle markets did well. August live cattle finishing up 67, right at $184 per hundredweight. October was up to $180.75. That was 72 cents higher. Triple-digit gains for the feeders. August feeder cattle gained 207. Again, we still saw a lot of reaction from Monday's supply and demand report, especially the soybeans, as the soybean finishing stock numbers were way higher than expected. So the last 2 days, we've seen some slashing. However, this morning through the overnights, we are seeing just a slight bit of recovery, not indicative of what the day of trade will look like, just maybe an idea and maybe rounding out some of the last 2 days' losses for today. August soybeans back up 3/4 cent to 9.89 3/4. September's up 3 at 9.50 1/4 cent. The meal also higher this morning. September meal up 170 at 301.50. And soy oil up 44 at 40.73. Cotton, though, is a bit weaker. December cotton down 10 at 67.89. Some pressure in both corn and wheat to start off the day, though. That includes Chicago, Spring, and Kansas City wheat all down after a choppy two-sided day yesterday. September Kansas City wheat down 3 3/4 to 5.44 a bushel. December down 3 1/4 at 5.59 1/4 cent. Oats also down. September oats down 2.5 at 3.20. Into the corn, slight losses this morning. September corn is down 3/4 cent at 3.77 a bushel. December to 3.96 3/4. That's down 0.5 cent. August gold up 130 to 24.68 an ounce. Silver is up 17 at 27.96.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Jacob Clout. Sunflower head moth larvae feed on sunflower plants and greatly disrupt crop production in the state of Kansas. K-State crop entomologist Jeff Whitworth explains how big of a problem sunflower head moths are for growers.
Probably for the last 5 or 6 years, we have not had much of a problem with sunflower moths or sunflower head moths, as they're most commonly called. The head moth used to be the severe pest we had in Kansas. What that designation means, and if you're going to try and raise sunflowers, you had to consider treating for sunflower head moths because they were just that prevalent. They were just that common every year. When I talk about a pest, I'm talking about over a wide area of the state. You know, it can be a real problem in a field here or there, but not over as large areas as it used to be. So the sunflower head moth, they show up every year. They still are showing up every year. They migrate in. The first times we've seen them probably a month ago, and they'll have 3 or 4 generations a year depending upon the weather.
Whitworth shares a treatment method recently created by researchers.
They've developed pheromone traps that work really well. The pheromone trap, you can deploy that around the sides of your field, and that will attract the moths. So when they're first here, they are attracted to the pheromone for mating purposes, and that will identify when the moths actually are flying. That's important because that's when they're actually laying eggs. So it's important to the stage of growth of the sunflower also. It's all about timing when you're looking at managing an insect, whether it's a pathogen or whatever. In the case of the sunflower head moth, once the pheromone traps start catching moths, that's the time to go out and start sampling your field.
He discusses when and how producers should scout their sunflower fields for the moths.
We recommend you go out at night with a light and start checking the heads of the sunflowers. The head moth, as the name implies, will be on the heads, and they're nocturnal, so they'll be out there at night. They're laying eggs on the heads. Now, the nice thing about the sunflower head moth, they're white, and the head, the seeds are kind of a dark color, so they're easily illuminated in your flashlight or your headlamp or whatever you're using. So you go out at night and you start counting head moths. Once you get 5 or 6 per head, that's the time when we would recommend you treating. What you're really trying to do is kill the moth before the eggs hatch or before they deposit the eggs, or kill the larva just as it hatches out of that egg.
That was K-State crop entomologist Jeff Whitworth on how to scout for and manage a sunflower head moth infestation. I'm Jacob Clout. This has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
From zucchini gumbo to chocolate cake, one clever trick will improve any zucchini recipe. We share that today on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmer-rancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Wednesday, August 14th, the 227th day of the year. Actress Halle Berry celebrates a birthday, and World War II ended 79 years ago. The surrender of Japan was announced on VJ Day in 1945. There's an abundance of zucchini about this time of year, and many of us are frantically trying to incorporate the summer squash into breads and cakes, frittatas, and flapjacks. Here's a clever trick for removing excess moisture before adding zucchini to a recipe. Use salt. If you're working with slices, sprinkle a bit of salt over them and let them rest for about 20 minutes. The slices will begin to sweat and glisten, and you can soak up the water with a paper towel. For grated zucchini, salt in the same way, but squeeze the water out over the sink. That is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more online at almanac.com.
It's 7:30 from KNDY. Overcast, 70 this hour. Hot and humid today, highs into the 90s ahead of a cold front that may prompt some thunderstorms into the evening and overnight hours. That activity developing west of us late today and again continuing into overnight with some storms, including gusty winds, possible hail, could be severe at times.
Kansas Mid-America Network Sports. I'm Andy Hoosier. We're just weeks away from game number 1 for college football across the nation. The Kansas State Wildcats say that they've been focusing a lot of attention on their new sophomore and redshirt freshman class, as according to the coaching team from the defensive side of things, including K-State defensive coach Buddy Wyatt, they say they're focusing a lot of attention on particular players, including Jordan Allen, new defensive end for the team.
I think Jordan has the ability to make a lot of plays just because of his physical ability. You know, he's big, he can run, he's very strong and explosive. And, you know, when he learns how to play this game, he's going to be forced to reckon with.
Really refreshing, come in and be a guy who is accepting any role that he gets and is competing as hard as he can to maximize those roles. And I think he's going to be a really good player for us.
Kansas Mid-America Network Sports. I'm Andy Hoosier.
We want to see ya in your perfect ride. We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
Hey Wichita, it's Morgan, and I'm here to tell you about my friends at Midwest Kia. If you're in the market for a new Kia, they have over 150 new Kias on the lot and ready to go. They have the sporty K5 and Sorento, the redesigned Sportage, and everyone's favorite, the Telluride. At Midwest Kia, they never price over sticker. The staff is knowledgeable and professional. Their finance team will help you get in the right vehicle at a payment you are comfortable with. The service department is scheduling appointments to keep your new Kia in peak form and get you back on the road as soon as possible. All new Kias come with their 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. At Midwest Kia, they offer a simple, transparent, and fast, better way to buy your next vehicle. Go see them today at Midwest Kia or MidwestKia.com. And remember,
we want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty.
The Kansas City Royals continue on with their road trip as they wrap up their series right now with the Minnesota Twins and head out to Cincinnati to take on the Reds for a 3-game series starting on Friday and going into the weekend. Their last home series was Friday and Saturday as the Arizona Cardinals came up to Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals ended up going 1-1 for the series as they continue to linger in that number 3 slot for the American League Central at 65-54 for their overall record. The Twins are just above them at 66-52, and the Royals are still 5 games behind the Cleveland Guardians at 70-49. In other news, it's game number 2 for the preseason for the Kansas City Chiefs coming up this Saturday as they have another Saturday afternoon game with kickoff at 3 p.m. as they are at home taking on the Detroit Lions at Arrowhead Stadium. There is one final preseason game coming up next Thursday against the Chicago Bears. That kickoff on Thursday at 7:30 before game number 1 of the regular season starts on September 5th against the Baltimore Ravens. Mid-America Network Sports.
KNDY.